Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Total Freedom Thursday. So, from the title, you can tell that tonight we're going to be talking about time freedom. I'm really excited about this topic. As soon as the van comes on, we are going to invite him and get him on. This is him texting me. So, as you're getting on the live, let us know where you're watching from. Let us know where you're watching from. Well, I am currently in the US and Devin is in the UK. Okay. Hello, hello. As you hop on, definitely let us know where you are. I'm trying to invite him. So any moment. I can see you. Oh, there we go. Is it working? Okay.
Yeah, Instagram is playing up. Instagram's playing up for some reason. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Anyways,
How you doing? Ooh.
we great.
Okay. So, welcome to Total Freedom Thursdays. Like I said, we are going to be talking about time freedom today. I am Xaye Faith, and this is our co-star, Devin the Connector. And babe, we still need to work on our intro, but pretty much we love to talk
I
about
know.
total freedom. We love to talk about, ways to become your best person, empowering through the mind, body, and soul, all that good stuff. So, if you're looking to grow and, be better in life, we love having those conversations. So you can definitely have a conversation with us. Without further ado,
Most definitely.
hello.
Hello, Ziggy. Hello, audience. How are we doing tonight?
So I guess my question for you is, what is time freedom?
So, pour moi, or for me, which is in French, time freedom is the ability to do something valuable, something enriching, and something empowering when you want, where you want, and how you want, in a nutshell. So the freedom to use your time however you want, but in a valuable way. And I once heard the term like time is an unrecoverable asset. So like the key word in that is asset. So it's something that should like the time you occupy should do something to enrich your life, to like really improve your quality of life. But again, we have to ask ourselves, what is how are we occupying our time? Is that serving us? Is it not serving us? So yeah. So how about you? How about yourself?
I agree with what you just said. For me, time free. I'm like about to knock stuff over. And we see y'all as y'all hopping on. Definitely let us know where you are watching from. We see you. We see you. Hello. Time freedom for me.
Hey, Matthew, how you doing?
Time freedom for me is definitely being where I want to be when I want to be there. Doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
Whenever I want. Like having the ability to wake up and say, I changed my mind. I don't want to do that right now. I'm gonna do it later. And then be able to do it without any pressure or stress on me because I am responsible for my time. I'm able to self-manage my time. You know what I mean? So that's what time freedom is.
Yeah.
Being able to do what I want to do when I want to do it. So yes, and honestly, a lot of people talk about it, but it seems like far fetched. It seems like it seems like it's not possible. But I just feel like there are so many ways to achieve it, and it's not
Mhm.
possible because at the end of the day, everybody has 24 hours. So everybody has 24 hours. So it's not you need more time. It's what do you
Mm.
do with the time that you have, you know?
Yeah.
So
And what factors are involved, or what factors are often involved in people thinking that they don't have enough time? Like what if I was to ask you that question, what would your answer be?
ask me the question again.
So what factor do you think is people are held back in their time from? Like what do you think is holding them back from having more time, do you feel?
I think lack of education. I feel like people
Mm.
not knowing, like people, I feel like most people, most of us, we do what we've always done. And so we hear
Yeah.
all these things, but it's only for certain people who have a secret or certain people who are privileged to that information. But I feel like the more you educate yourself, and this isn't any aspect of your life, I feel like the more you educate yourself, you realize that it's not about being somebody who you're not. You can be exactly who you are, and you can achieve things like time freedom. And also, when I say education, also self-education, like learning, okay, like learning like little tips. Like we were on a call earlier with our mentor, and he said, what really helped him when he was on his entrepreneurial in the beginning, his entrepreneurial journey in the beginning, is he was working in
Mm.
15-minute blocks. So instead of saying, hey, I'm going
Yeah.
to do all this work in an hour, he was like, boom, these are the main 5, 6, 7 things that I need to do in order to be productive, to have an effective day. I'm going to break it down. So whenever I have 15 minutes, I'm going to focus on these 5, 6 things that are going to be a benefit for me. So I feel like lack of
Yeah.
education, like people just not having the information or not willing to be open to new concepts or new information, education, in order to be able to be set free ultimately, because there's still people, believe it or not, even after the pandemic, there are people who are still trying to work the old way. Like with
Yep.
all the
Yeah.
technology and everything that's changing in the world, why would you still try to do a 40-year career of working for some? I mean, I'm not gonna get into it. I ain't gonna get into it, but I'm just saying,
Yeah. So
if it's
and it's
your passion,
yeah.
and if it's like a non-replaceable skill, like for instance, if you're gonna be like a doctor or something, something that's skilled, and you are
Mhm.
of value to the employer, yes, do that. But if it's just
Yeah.
like, well, I just want to work, like they are creating technologies to replace us. So no shade to like jobs or
Yeah.
anything. I think jobs are important, but I just feel like we can't say I'm gonna do life how I've always done when the whole world around us is changing.
Yeah. So, and the thing is as well, it comes to a case where, let's say, people wanted more time, like like have you like identifying what's going to allow you to get more time? Because often we lack time because our energy is misplaced.
Mm.
So our energy is in activities that's not valuable, that's not empowering, that's not enriching, and that's not allowing us to do what we want, where we want, and how we want. And often that's tied to money. So, like, if anyone's in the chat, type in "time is money." Have you ever heard that phrase? Time is money.
It's true.
Now, put in the chat if you heard "time is money." And it's an interesting thing because I was writing down something about how many minutes we have in per day for like the whole year. So it's like we have 1,440 minutes per day. If you times that by 365 days, that is 525,600 minutes per year. So how much time would that represent in minutes? So if you're paid per minute, that one like if it's $1 per minute for the whole year, that would be worth $525,600.
Mm.
That's
Wow.
525,000 dollars worth of your time.
Wow.
But most people don't even earn that in a year.
Mm. Wow. So hold on.
So it's like
And please,
you're earning 100 times less,
wow.
but you're putting in as much time that equates to being a half a mil.
So you're
So
saying every person is worth at least $500,000 in a year? I never thought about that. Wow. So when you
see, like, and it's yeah. And I did some more writing. So I wrote down, okay, 50,000,
wow.
50 in terms of money. So $50,000, 50K.
Mhm.
That in time, that'll be 10 cents per minute.
Mhm.
So you'll be worth, if you're earning 50,000 a year,
Mhm.
your time will be worth 10 cents per minute.
Wow. Please give me these notes. Please give me.
It's just crazy. And then when you go down the layer, like 100K is like 38 cents per minute.
Wow.
So it's like asking yourself, okay, how many of you struggle with time? Because most people struggle with time because either a lack of money or a lack of education or a lack of or misplacement of energy. Not directing the energy, not misplacing the energy and directing it towards something that's not serving them. So naturally, like internally, they're gonna feel like, oh, I can't get ahead. I can't do it. It's an emotional feeling. It's a vibration that they're emitting in the world. And it's funny because the concept of time, I don't know, I was on the timeline. I saw someone posted, like, this isn't a comment. Someone's like, oh, time, they're like, I wrote it down as well. They said time, um, where is it? Yeah, they said time is the rate in which information moves in the universe.
Hold on, wait.
And I mean, I still need to.
Let me say it. Let me say it. Now, some of us need to hear it twice. Time, the rate in which information moves in the universe.
Yeah. So someone said time. We're talking about time freedom. So someone said time is the rate in which information moves in the universe.
Wow.
So remember what you said. Is that you said, remember, why you think people lack time? What's the factor? It's because they lack the knowledge.
Yeah. Education.
What's knowledge? Information.
I know.
So it's like, okay, information, I mean, knowledge is power. So what we do with that knowledge is what we do with our time.
Applied knowledge. That
determines what's going to happen within our universe, within our reality. But again, it's attached to an energy. And energy comes in the form of money as well. Money is currency. Woo! That's how we associate.
Well, hello, Devin.
So I mean,
hot tonight.
It's a bit mad. And again, it goes back to my definition of time freedom, which is the ability to do something that is valuable, enriching, and empowering in terms of what you want to do, how you want to do what you want to do. And there's one note I also wrote.
Hold on one second. So educup yourself, just as what did I miss? This combo sounds good. So he said, the thing that I'm still stuck on, I know we done moved past it, but the thing that he said, like, when you break down how much time we have in minutes in a year, each person, we're worth over $500,000. Like, if you translate it, a minute to $1, how many minutes do we have in a year, Devin?
So we have about 525,600 minutes per year.
Yeah.
So what would your pay be per minute?
Yeah.
So if that was the case, your pay would be $1 per minute. And that would equate to $525,600. So even just like, and again, it's funny because it comes down to the fact that abundance is our birthright, but not all of us are birthright. quote from my poem, of course, but
So
side note.
because think about it,
But it's,
we like a lot
yeah.
of people trade their time for money. Like that's why, like that's the people trade their time for money, and time is you can get money back, but we cannot get our time back. You know what I'm saying? We cannot get our time back. So people are keeping themselves in bondage.
And like, yeah, it's time's an asset. Is what remember it's an asset.
It is.
And we ourselves are assets. But we don't know. We don't know. We can't. Often we don't draw the association, and the association is all around us because it's all within us. So whatever is within is without as well. So
you're welcome.
wait,
So, and I'm like, because I didn't even know the band was gonna come with this fire tonight. But I'm just like, we all, and like the band said, we're all born with the ability to be abundant. Like it's our birthright, right? And so we're all worth at least $500,000 a year. This isn't in a lifetime. This is in a year. So it's like, what are we doing wrong? Like, what are we doing wrong? Like, why aren't we increasing our self-worth, increasing our value? You know what I'm saying? To where people are paying us $500,000 a year because I'm a human being. When you break down the value of my time, what I'm worth, we that is crazy.
So have you ever watched that movie In Time with Justin Timberlake? Yeah. That is a great movie. Yeah, that is a great. Wow. And it's so crazy. It was so great because it's so real.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my days, I can actually see this happening in the next 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's crazy. And there's a poem I haven't released yet, but in that poem I mentioned it's about the way time and energy flows. And I said how our energy is reserved by the Federal Reserve, but that's another story. So it's like, okay, I'm not gonna
just say it. You gotta give the people.
I know, right? But okay, so yeah, this relates to this because we're institutionalized from birth. Even though abundance is our birthright, we wasn't birthright, and our energy is being leveraged without us knowing. Being leveraged in the way we're institutionalized into formal education, the way we're taught in schools, the way we're taught about money. Often we're not even taught about money. The way we're taught about ourselves. We're not taught about money in schools. No. But it's all by design. Until you decide that you're the designer and you want to design your life, you're being designed.
Education.
Until then, so that your assets are depreciating. Until then. So one thing is that
that's good.
So one thing with time is that it kind of again it relates to physics and science and stuff like that as well, because the universe is like higher form of science. Because science, that's another story. But every action has a reaction. Okay, and a force in motion will continue in motion unless interrupted by an outside force or object. So every action that you engage in is either compressing or expanding time.
Yeah.
Every action that you engage in is either compressing time frames or expanding time frames.
That reminds wait. That reminds me. We do have a question. We're gonna get to it, but that reminds me another thing our mentor said. He said his goal was to be a multimillionaire, right? We get a coach by a millionaire, multi-millionaire. And he said, when he started building his business, one thing that he did was anything that costs less than $500 an hour, he wasn't willing to do. So whether it was, paying somebody $100 to cut the grass, or, having food delivered instead of, wasting his time to go and buy groceries, or, he had housekeepers, because he was like, if I pay them $100, a week or whatever it may be, he was like, I have my time back. That's what that means when they say buy your time back. That's what that means.
Slow motion this side.
Now look at us. We all get wow. Yes. So yeah, he said
Yeah,
pretty much like he had a housekeeper, even in the
it's
beginning
mad. It's
when
mad.
time was tight, because he knew only he could provide the value that would change his life around. That's deep. So the
Exactly.
question we have is, Devan, since you're going hard today, how do we unleash our potential?
That's crazy. I was actually getting to that was gonna be the I was gonna get to that at the end, but I mean,
The question
should we get that?
question is,
Okay, so that's an interesting question. So I mean, let's get into it now. But before I say that, so we have to allow for more. We can say money for the in a tangible sense,
mm-hmm,
but more so more energy. We have to allow more energy to circulate in the time that we operate,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
because we're saying that lack of time is attached to our emotional well-being as well. So lack of time freedom is attached to emotional freedom.
Yes.
We say we don't have a lot of time, and it's getting to us. It's stressing us out,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
lowering our vibration.
Number one killer in the world is stress.
Number one killer in the world.
Okay, proceed, keep going.
So we have to do energy work. We have
Mm.
to have money working for us. So then now that money is working for us, we're getting some time back.
Mm-hmm.
And again, let's say, oh yeah, let's say if you got 15 minutes more time back, that's $15 more back in your pocket.
Mm. Mm. So, like, for instance, let me use that as an example. And listen, I think I'm gonna have to listen to the recording too and take some notes myself. Because the van came with some fire. I wasn't even prepared. We do not prepare for these calls. We just go live and let the source speak through us.
Yeah.
And also we get mentored by millionaires and stuff like that. So, you know, that's how we feel like we're bringing value to y'all. But you say that last part again. What you said?
What the last part? So yeah, so okay, I was talking about like, okay, we have to have money working for us
Uh-huh.
or stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, I'm gonna before I touch on like, okay,
Well, hold on.
just remember every
I remember. So have money work for us. So whenever we're not, I got it. Whenever we are not willing to pay for the things that will get us to where we need to go. So a lot of people are afraid to, for instance, uh, I'll use this, join the gym because they don't have the
yeah.
money. But it's like, yeah, but your goal is health, right? You want to optimize your
Mhm.
health, and you feel like you don't have to go to the gym. I don't go to the gym, but I do work out consistently. Yeah. So, but I'll just use that as an example just to give us a picture. So, but you aren't willing to pay the money because you ain't got no money for the gym, but then also you're just not going to work out yourself. Like you're not going to have any other part of accountability. Like that
Mhm.
is the perfect example of how to like maximum, or when you say you lack the energy, when you lack the frequency of, it's like you're not in alignment with where you're trying to be or who
Mhm.
you're trying to go. So like for instance, in the example what I was saying with with our mentor, he was saying
Yeah.
he was willing to pay somebody $100 a week or a month, whatever it was, to clean his house because he knew he wanted to be on a higher currency, a higher energy, in order
Mhm.
to attract more prosperity and abundance to him so he can
Yeah.
be in that energy. I'm willing to not eat out as much, or not go to restaurants. I'll cook my own food, but I'm going to use that extra money that I have currently coming in. I'm going to pay somebody to clean my house, even though I'm only making 30, 40, $50,000 a year. So it's really about,
Mhm.
what I'm trying to try to close the loop on is, she said, how do we unleash our potential? How do we unleash our potential? By doing the things now as if you're already there. You can't say, I want to
Mhm.
lose weight. I want to lose weight, but you're not willing
Yeah.
to take the supplements, be accountable to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm saying gym, but be accountable to the workouts or the program.
Yeah.
You can't say I want to be a millionaire, but not pay to get pay to get mentored by millionaires. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's an exchange. You have to pay for the old vibration, the old energy, the old currency in order to level up. It's just natural law. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't get mad. And
Yeah.
this is off topic, but it kind of goes to my point. I don't even know if I should say it, but I'm gonna say it because we're talking about time freedom. Well, I don't have to say it. I don't have to say it. I ain't gonna say it. But anyways, proceed. I'm gonna let you go.
Okay, because I mean, again, it's just like in time, the wealthiest people had the most time.
So maybe I should have said it. But yeah.
But they showed it more in like a material aspect to it.
Yeah, yeah.
But it stands true in every aspect of life.
Mm-hmm.
So when you said a mentor, they paid for, what did they pay for? They paid for the information.
Mm-hmm.
So that got them the time it took for them to execute the idea that they got within the information, or to execute that information, and then improve their value, which then improved it gave them more time as well. So again, it's like cyclical.
Yeah.
It's like it's very cyclical. It's a win-win situation.
That's
and
good.
As I said, remember I said before.
That's good.
Remember I said before, every action.
Oh my God.
Every action is either compressing or expanding time. So action is the key verb in this.
Yeah.
And so now what activities needs to be done to compress time frames? But how do we have to approach those activities as well? We have to approach, so here's the thing. So we have to approach those activities with decisiveness, with focus, with discipline, self-reliance, and literally just action itself, just executing. So once you get the information that is going to improve your time, is going to help you get more time, then you do the activities that go along with that. And what's on the other spectrum of that? On the other spectrum of that is expanding time expanding activities, where you're indecisive, you're worrying, you're procrastinating, you're fearing, you got excuses, you got doubt, you got shame and all this unnatural stuff. Harmony and balance is a natural state of being, but society, we just keep expanding time, don't we? We just keep expanding time.
But I don't think we're expanding time. I think we are.
No. But expanding the time it takes to get to our freedom. Let's be clear.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're expanding the time it takes instead of compressing the time that it gets to get to our freedom. Yeah. It's expanding the time it takes to get to that place of value, that place of enrichment, empowerment in what we want to do and how we want to do it, and where we want to do it.
I was trying to.
So, and then going back to as you copy yourself, is the question is like recognizing your true potential, and that's by enhancing your focus.
Yes.
Setting out those disciplines, executing on those ideas that's going to bring you forward and not backwards. Those ideas that's going to help you forward. Deciding on what will take you forward. So, like, for example, over the years, I've had to trust in my intuition because there's some stuff like I'll be just knowing, like, I was like, oh my days, this might actually work. Yeah. And then when I do it, it works. Or like when I don't do it, and then I see it worked, but I didn't participate in it. And it got to me. And I was like, God, I missed out on this opportunity that I knew was going to work. Or I didn't do this action that I knew was going to work.
It's your intuition telling you what to do, and you know, like, ooh, this feel right. But because your environment, they uneducated, or they on a different frequency, you know, they are okay with their frequency. And so you you miss out on opportunities, or you become less of who you really are by doing what the crowd, by doing what your environment does versus doing what you supposed to do. And that's why we have that.
Yeah, and it's like, and it's the, again, so this is another thing as well. It's like the information that circulates or passes around our environment can either cause us to be indecisive or decisive. So what you what is your association with? Or is it a positive association? Or is it a negative association? Who are you expressing these ideas to? Is it people that don't see the vision? Is it people that don't even want what you want? Is it people that don't even think it's possible?
Yeah.
These things can like read, because again,
because time,
people say time is an illusion, but all is mind. So again, it's at the rate of the information that takes place within the universe, within you, because within you there lies a universe.
Yep.
Within you, there's this hive mind that's controlling everything that's going on in every aspect of our life, on mind, body, and spirit. Every emotional, energetic body, spirit body. That's another story. But in many ways that we are been shut off from. But like when you begin to start reading books, engaging in personal development, getting in environments that are abundant, or like people that's actually growing, observing people that are where you want to be, observing people that are using their time wisely, have experience in those areas where you want to develop. Yes, the power of proximity, exactly.
Yep. And we've all been out on opportunities, and it's not about feeling sorry for ourselves or being like, man, maybe, it's we're here now and we accept what it was, but we have to commit to ourselves. And I want to say, and I want to just take a moment, because this is like, man, like after the training today and you going in on this call, I'm just like, I need to look at my time I'm worth $500,000. I'm worth making $500,000 in a year. Like I'm worth to like live that level of luxury. Like I'm saying that, but I'm
at least, yeah.
But what our mentor said to us earlier was, he said, because just to like give you some clarity, we cannot manage time. Nobody has the ability to get a clock and give us an extra day, or give us an extra minute within a day, or give us an extra hour, or get time back with somebody who we lost. No one can manage time. It's impossible to manage time. Yeah. But what he said was, let me see. Wait. I just lost it. Where is it?
Yeah, because in environments that are limited, like for example, like the workplace, where there's a set salary, or like a set bar in the potential of what you could, like, let's say, earn, there's a limit to that.
Yeah.
So you could be only worth like 2 cents a minute. That's how much you're worth. You're only worth 2 cents. 2 cents.
Wow.
There's not, but like it's the real thing, and
that's why we need to increase.
Unconsciously,
that's why we need to increase.
You're seeking for value there, but there's no value there, but you're still going there. It's not enriching you. It's not empowering you.
Hold that.
It's not providing you what.
Hold that. I want to finish this real quick. Hold that thought. So, because I want to finish this, because I really want to go on the tangent with that one. But pretty much, he was like, we have to learn how to manage time effectively, because we cannot control or manage time, because time is time. Like time is time. Time is time. Time is what it is. Like I was saying, we can't, like, there's nobody on this earth. It's a source bigger than us, but there's nobody on this earth who can grab time and give us extra time or give us less time, right? It is what it is. Time is time. But what we can do, we can control what we each individually do with time, right? It's called self-management, and we have to trick our mind, and to keep going. Really, like you said, connecting with people who are good at managing who are good at what they do within their day.
Time wisely,
yeah. But I think what I wanted to get back to was, give yourself permission. It's all about us giving
Yeah,
ourselves permission.
yeah,
It may
decisiveness.
not
Yeah.
make sense to you yet because you've been educated on a frequency that can't conceive it. It can't make it make sense. But if the vibration is right, give
That
yourself
part.
permission in order to step into that new frequency in order to earn that currency. Did that make sense?
Yeah, because again, yeah, come on, Zay,
But
let's
no,
go.
I'm trying
Because
to do a circle
literally,
because you said give yourself permission. We have to empower
yeah,
ourselves. Empower ourselves. Give ourselves permission. This is our journey. You have to empower yourself. Give yourself permission to self-manage yourself so you can have you can do what you want to do with your time so you can have time freedom for yourself. Don't be
mm,
just giving all your value. You're not stepping in your true potential, getting paid 2 cents an hour because you're allowing somebody else to put a value on you. We have to
mm,
grow and educate and be our authentic selves, listen to our intuition, and allow the source to guide us in order so we can start earning that half mil a year. I'm
yeah.
still on
We are abundant beings, no cap,
no cap. Like I'm still on
no
the
cap,
I'm still on that half
no cap,
mil
limitless.
a
Yeah.
year. Wow. Okay. I know I interrupted you, but
Uh,
go. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you finish. But you was talking about empowering yourself.
yeah,
Thank you for
you
putting
touched
those
up on
up.
it. It's very interesting. You touched up on it, and it's like, yeah, getting on that right frequency. Because you remember, I remember Bob Proctor. He had a seminar called the Money Frequency,
Mm-hmm.
and like he's let me say, Bob Proctor's been reading
Mm. I'm,
the same book
mm.
for over how like 5 decades, 6 decades. That's a long time. Every day now.
Six.
How old is he? He's probably like 80 now. He's like 80 now.
Yeah.
He's been reading for 50, 60 years.
Mm-hmm. Same book every day. He read the same book.
Same book. The way his life has unfolded is crazy.
Y'all
But
know
again,
Bob
it's like
Proctor.
what we want.
If you know Bob Proctor, drop Godfather in the comments because man, Bob Proctor is a real one.
No, he's a real one. He's a real one for real. No, he goes in. He goes in. And it's like again, what we want is we have to go to the frequency of what we want because what we want is on a different might be on a different frequency to the frequency that we are on.
Yeah.
So if the assignment is this, you have to get into alignment.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to improve your associations with it, improve your knowledge around it, improve.
Yeah. What
Full stop.
day? 1% a day. We have a question. What book did he read? He reads Think and Grow
Think and Grow
Rich
Rich.
every single day.
Yeah.
He'll like pick it up and read.
Napoleon Hill.
But yeah, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to improve. We have to empower ourselves in order to follow our empowerment means give yourself permission. Give yourself the authority to trust yourself, believe in yourself, and allow yourself to ascend, educate yourself, and so you can ascend to a higher frequency so we can get paid $500,000 a year. We have to.
That's all that can. That's all that can.
Y'all know, seriously though, we have.
That's all they heard. No, I'm
That's
joking.
all I heard. That's my biggest takeaway from this call. I didn't even know you was gonna do that. But
No
we
cap.
have to educate ourselves, and we know again follow yourself, and you like, and we can tell like when I was
Yeah.
in my old job, I saw my future. You can see your future by what you're doing. When I was in my old job, I knew, okay, I'm going to make this rank in 3 to 5 years because that's what the paper says. Okay. And then after that, I got to go to this rank. Okay. Okay. And then after that, I may retire, but it may not be the highest paid job because only 1% gets to the highest paid, but it's still a cap on what they get paid. Like you can see your future. You already know how it's going forward. Look at your family, look at your
Mm-hmm.
friends. Like no shade, but it is what it is,
Yeah.
and it's okay. You can use it however you want to. But with that being said, we have to educate. We have to we have to educate ourselves. Like, for instance, Bob Proctor, he reads the same book. He's educated himself. Nobody's waking him up every day and say, Bob, you got to read Think and Grow Rich today. He made that commitment.
No, he's become the book.
Yeah, he literally, if you, he said that if you can start anywhere in the book, he can recite it to you. That's how, because he's been reading the same book for 60 years. So, and when I say commitment, and this is like turning me up on a new level, because I think what my new definition, it hit me last year when I was like, okay, what's commitment? With like realizing our relationship, because I never really committed to anything how I've committed to you in our relationship. And so when I think of anything now, I'm like, okay, am I giving this 100%? Because there's no such thing as 99% commitment. Either you're committed or you aren't. So I feel like in order to get, maximize our potential, get there and up level our frequency and our energy, we have to commit to it. Like in a marriage or in a relationship, like we don't commit to nothing. We don't commit to our health goals. We don't commit to making more money. We don't commit to being our better versions of ourselves. We have to commit to that. And so that means doing the things you said that you was going to do, when you were in the energy and the frequency and the environment. But, now I'm at home and it's Monday and I don't feel like getting up. We can't keep hitting the snooze button. So we have to commit. And when I say commit, it's commitment like we're committed to each other. And I'm talking to myself at this point. Like I want to live an integral life. I want to be known for having integrity. So how you do anything is how you do everything. So if you are good in your friendships, but you're not good in your self-care, your life is off balance. If you are good at work, but you're not being good at home, your life is off balance. If you are good at fun stuff, but you're not good at your health, your life is off balance. If you're not good in your money, but you're a reader, you're reading the wrong stuff. So
and the thing is as well, like just a side note, like I know people like to say, oh, there's no such thing as balance. There's no such thing as balance. But they're getting it wrong. I'm not gonna lie. I don't care who they are. They're getting it wrong. Balance within yourself, because again, the world we live in has a chaotic nature to it in itself. But it's up to us to bring order to what's going on around us, and that starts within. The balance is within. You have to balance yourself within, so you can go to your workplace, still be your authentic self. Go to your business, still be your authentic self. Come home, be your authentic self. Go travel, be your authentic self. Read your book, be your authentic self. Be your authentic self. Make your money. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, you just
balance
me right there.
It's like but you can still be balanced, and you can still be balanced. But the balance is emotional. The balance is not like balance in your business stuff. Like things, there's cycles to everything. So of course, there's not going to be like complete balance outside of yourself, inside your life. Not how things work.
Oh, so this
things are right.
Hold on 1 second. I see your question. I just saw your question. Give me 1 second. So a couple things. I just heard that Tony Robbins, he literally, who he is on stage, he is at home. And he said that he had this revelation. He had this revelation like in the past few years of his life. He was like, there's no way my job, when I go on stage and I'm in front of people, I'm one person. But then when I get off stage and I go home to my wife, the person that I love, I'm a different person. So he said he committed to himself to start being the person he was on stage. He's that person at home because he wants to live an integral life and be his best, most authentic self. He empowered himself to be his best authentic self.
And this is Tony Robbins as well. Come on, this is Tony Robbins.
And
like world speaker, you know what I mean?
Definitely massive discipline. Okay, and we have a question.
Oh, for sure.
We have a question.
For sure.
He said, my struggle is, oh, is it okay if I read this? Because I didn't know you was going there. Is it okay if I read it out loud? I guess it is since you put it in the
Oh,
question book.
what
So,
you talking to me? Because I mean, I can't see the question.
yeah, so I got it. It says, my struggle is execution on material I have read. Any tips on execution after receiving information? So, and that's, so I'm glad you are on it. You are on it. So, because that's another thing that I wanted to say. We said knowledge
Yeah.
earlier, but correction, applied knowledge. All of us are walking
Mhm.
around with a whole bunch of information, but it doesn't matter. We might as well not know that information if we're not doing anything. So applied knowledge. Honestly, your question is on your struggle is execution. I would say there's a couple things you can do, but I would say number one, you got to commit. And I'm not
Mhm.
talking about deciding, because there's a difference between deciding to do something and committing to do something. You can decide, like I can decide that I was going to wear a blue shirt this morning, but I changed my mind. That's not commitment. Steve Jobs, this man was committed to wearing the same shirt every day, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I wear blue. I wear blue every Thursday.
That's commitment. So you have to
You know what I
commit.
mean?
Don't decide, oh, I'm going to decide to do this. Commitment. But I will say, in that process, give yourself grace, because as you are beginning to expand who you are, we all have this comfort zone thing. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
naturally, your old self is a lot heavier and stronger than your new self. So with that being said, you're going to automatically want to be your most comfortable self, because that's just how we're designed. We are the only species on this earth who are disoriented in our environment. If you go to
Yeah.
if you go to the animal kingdom, if you look at plants, everything else in life know what to do. We the only ones. Humans are the only ones who are lost in the sauce. We don't know what we're doing. We don't know our purpose. We don't know what to do next, because we have the
Yeah.
ability to think, which is a blessing. But you, as long as you get in alignment and listen to your intuition and your heart, and if you're a spiritual being, hey, tap all the way into your source. Tap into it.
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah.
the way to, I guess the easiest way, I think the most simplest way, I'm not gonna say easy, is to commit to being around people who you want to be like. Change your environment. And
Yeah.
you can't go around and saying, Mom, don't do that no more. Dad, stop saying this. Uncle, you can't talk to, you only can change yourself. So
Yeah.
you can't change the people you're around, but you can change but you can change who you are around. So, and it doesn't have to be like a person. It can be books, it can be audios, it can be, mastermind groups, YouTube, but I would literally just indulge and sit into what these people are telling you, and you need to hear it. Listen to it over and over
Mhm.
and over. Change your environment. I think that, because it's like
Yeah.
once your brain begins to accept the new information, so you can't execute, you will begin to accept it like osmosis. You'll begin to accept it, and then eventually
Yeah.
you'll give yourself permission to start doing the things. I'll be example. I'm over here, hey, feeling myself today. A year ago or 2 years ago, I don't remember. Was it 2 years ago, babe, or a year ago? I was so scared.
About a week ago. No, I'm joking.
I was so scared to do
About 2 years.
lives. I never did live.
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years ago, I never did
Yeah.
lives, and I would go live, but I literally would write every single word down before going live, and sometimes I would practice. It would take me like 6 hours to do one live. I've been working from home for a while, and so eventually I was like, you know what? 2021, January 2021, I did a live video every single day. Every single day I did a live video, and now I can do a live and I don't get nervous. As long as I got my filter on, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Yeah. So I want to speak onto that question as well. And
Yes.
this is
You want me to ask it again, or you?
yeah, I'll ask it again. Ask it
He
again.
said, my struggle is execution on material. I'm sorry, I can't read. My struggle is execution on material I have read. Any tips on execution after receiving information?
So okay, so that's a great thing. So that's I like to read a lot. I didn't like it before, but I like it now. And I would always be in the feeling of looking for the answer in preparation to use the answer. So again, sometimes, but there's some. So what I mean by that is, I'm reading, knowing that I'm going to get some value from this that I can use. Oftentimes, like we read it because okay, it's a good book, you know,
Mm.
and we're comfortable when we're in the reading mode.
Mm-hmm.
But the action that has to take place from that comfortability is going to be uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're not going to be able to. I mean, you're not going to be able to do it straight away just after you read it. But you can program yourself to be in that feeling, to be in that mode where you can transition easier, more quickly, more decisively, because you know that you want to use this information. You don't believe it's good.
Mm.
You know that this is what I needed.
Mm.
And so now I'm gonna do something with this. No, not what can I do with this? I'm going to do something with this. Because again, it's like for me, it's like I realized that the question is the answer. You gotta ask yourself first.
Mm.
What can I do with what I just read?
Mm. And you already know the answer because you just read it.
Exactly. So it's like you have to get to a state you have to get to a state where all these thoughts start flowing. So for example,
Mm.
when I like even today when our mentor was talking
You
about
said
time.
get to a state. That's important. Get to a state. Remember, give
Yeah.
yourself permission to get on that frequency. Get to a state, changing, and you also.
And that deals with the environment because I mean they will know like when I go to sleep listening sometimes often to like mantras and stuff like that. Like mantras or like high vibrational music, sound therapy.
Yeah.
Because when I wake up, I will feel so refreshed because it's working on my DNA, it's working on my environment, and putting all that love and energy, putting all that health, that wealth, emotional blockages released and everything there.
Yeah.
But raising the vibrations, of course.
Laughing at that.
And
It was like
even when I'm reading, there'll be something that is energizing me as I'm reading it, or I'll even be do like deep breathing through my nose. That's a bit advanced, but like I don't know. You have to work towards that, I guess. But, like again, you at the bottom line, you want to be in the state of your like anything. Whenever you're learning, you're not just learning. Yeah, you can learn for the sake of learning, but what's more effective is learning for the sake of using what you've learned as soon as possible,
yeah.
or teaching what you've learned as soon as possible.
Mm.
So just like for example, the theme of time has just been like flowing out throughout the whole day. So this stuff that like I picked up subconsciously was like, oh yeah, I remember this. Or like stuff that I learned like how many years ago, stuff that I was asking myself years ago, and I wrote it down because I write down everything. And it's now I can bring it to the forefront and compress it. Like all those hours of reading or all those that time of meditation, those time of receiving mentorship, compressed into an hour of us sharing this. So even like to retain what you've learned, what you're reading, share it with someone.
Yeah.
Share it with someone first.
Well, so I want to give you more of a specific. So we were also from our mentor. The best way to learn is to teach it. So after you learn or read something, you need to apply it by teaching it to somebody else. The number one way to learn something is by doing, through massive action. You have to do it. And you're gonna suck anyways. Everybody sucks at first. You're gonna be bad. If you go back and look at my old live videos, please, girl, like turn the camera off. we all gonna suck. And I don't even know if I'm that good now, but I'm
Oh,
happy
snap.
with myself. But the number one way we learn anything is by doing. So whenever you read something, don't read something else. Read something and do what you just learned. Like, turn your brain off and just do it. Like, you're gonna be bad at it. Accept it. We didn't make up the rules. That's a natural law. It's the way life is. You're gonna be bad at it.
Yeah.
Turn your brain off. I read how to do this. Okay, let me just go do it. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't feel right. But that'll be your baseline, and then you just keep practicing it over and over, and then you'll eventually get good. The second way to learn something is to model and copy somebody else. So just, if you're not confident, pretend that you Beyonce on stage. If you're not confident, be Kanye West, not care. Pretend, copy somebody else. The third way to learn something is to teach other people, around you, like other people who your friends. Hey, y'all, I learned this. Can I show y'all how to do it? I'm just trying to practice. You should be around people who are open where you can practice with them. Or, you know what I'm saying? Practice with your dog. Practice in the mirror. Practice on a recorder, and then, you know what I'm saying? But practice it. Yeah. The fourth way and the least effective way to learn something is to study. Reading all the things. Don't get stuck there. Don't get stuck there.
Yeah.
That's a TikTok.
That's a TikTok.
All right. But no. So I mean,
That's a TikTok.
It's a process. I think the biggest thing is do what you already know how to do. We all have the answers. And if you are a faith-filled person, faith is, so you can choose, and this is so like, everybody say it. And I'm like, okay, but it finally clicked after like 5 years of hearing it over and over again. It finally clicked. You can choose faith or you can choose fear. What's the difference? They're actually the exact same thing, right? Because they are feelings that you have. They're feelings what you have, but there's no proof of it. You're just having all these thoughts and all these emotions that are making you feel some way on the inside, and you can call that anxiety or you can call that excitement. But the difference between faith and fear is going to retract you, and you can allow that to happen. You can be retracted, but faith is you doing that action, believing that it's going to work out for you. And
fear objects you whilst faith projects you.
Yeah, that's good. Say it again.
Fear objects you. I just made this up right now. Actually, I'm not going to lie to you. Fear objects you whilst faith projects you.
Yeah.
So what's your why? You know, what's hurting you? That's the negative spectrum, or the opposite, the positive spectrum, the more high vibrational spectrum is what's helping you. So even whilst you're speaking, like something was going through my head, I was like, what is the V's of time freedom? And what I mean by V's is the VEE. What is valuable, enriching, and empowering on your route, empowering you towards your route of time freedom? What is valuable? Is this valuable? Is this enriching?
Let us know. Drop some fire emojis if you getting that.
Type VEE in the comments. These are the roots. These are the way. You know? So yeah, is it helping you? Is it hurting you? Is it objecting you? Or is it projecting you?
Valuable.
Because you got to know what you want.
Valuable,
as well.
Empowering, and what was the other E?
Valuable, enriching, empowering.
Okay. Thank you. He said that this live is valuable.
Grateful.
Yes, your picture's so small. Okay. So, do y'all have any other questions? I mean, I think this was a fire. We were supposed to go for like 10 minutes, but this live got good. I'm really excited. So, every Thursday at 7 p.m., we will be going live. Yeah.
7 p.m. EST, by the way, guys, because international audience, remember, international audience.
7 p.m. EST. In Great Britain time, it is 11 p.m. GBT. Right?
But it's okay because we got time.
Yeah. So hold on. Did I say that right? Is it 11? 11 GBT?
No, it'll be 12. It'll be midnight BST. That's
Why
British
you let
Standard
me
Time
you let me say
in the UK. Wait, I mean, what you want to say? I mean,
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Y'all,
yeah, 5 hours, 5 hour difference. What you mean?
scratch that. So 7 p.m. EST, 12 a.m. GBT.
GBT. That sounds like a cryptocurrency.
Hold on, what is it? What is it?
No, it's BST. BST. British Standard Time. You're trying to do like sterling or something. GBP. No, it's not. It's the wrong one, bro.
Thinking I was
It's
like
the wrong
Great
one.
Britain time.
Oh, yo, I'm done. Have you ever wait? When have you ever tell me?
No,
Have you ever seen US Standard Time? Like what? That didn't make no sense. That's funny. That is hilarious.
never had to do.
Oh my days, that is funny.
I guess because
Oh
one of my
snap.
favorite memories of whenever I came to the UK, I got to the
Yeah.
airport.
Oh yeah, shout out to Prince. Prince is on the.
Hey Prince. Oh hey Prince.
That's funny.
Oh
Yeah, I know, right?
that's me off because I hope you didn't hear what I just said, Prince. Because Bo, he probably can't wait to clown me.
I know. Yeah, Prince on the shade of you still.
Please let me know you didn't hear what I just said. But
Yeah, she got the time zones wrong, but that's okay. She got the time zones.
So whenever I got to the airport, it was a huge sign, and it was like, everything is great, Britain, and I just love that. And so, anyways, this was so much fun. So every Thursday, depending do the time, I ain't embarrassing myself no more.
Sigh. Anyways, okay, so yeah, every Thursday.
He hurt me.
At 8-9 Central Standard Time. No, I'm joking. Not 8. No, I'm joking. Okay, so every Thursday. Let's be real. Let's be professional now. every Thursday at 7 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time. That is 12 midnight BST, British Standard Time. We will be live on Instagram. Okay. Total Freedom Thursdays. Even though technically it's right. We're gonna Total Freedom Thursdays, okay, guys?
Gosh, that does.
Live with Xaye and I, speaking on a powerful topic.
Yes, this was.
What would it be next? Stay tuned.
Yes, have a great night, and comment in the video below if you want if you like have a topic or something that you want us to speak about, and we will put it in the roster. What's next? What's next?
The roster? What? This ain't WWE.
What's next week, man? What's next week?
What's next week? What is next week? Stay tuned. I don't remember.
Okay. Have a good night, y'all. This was so much fun. See y'all in the next video.
Take care, everyone. Just remember, the connection continues.